week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. If you are a lover of news, you would definitely love this package. The Week in Focus. The Week in Focus comes to you every Saturday from 8 to 10 hours, reviewing stories and happenings of the week from Sunday to Friday. Join our presenters as they discuss and shed light on some of the highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. If you are a lover of news, you would definitely love this package. The Week in Focus. The Week in Focus comes to you every Saturday from 8 to 10 hours, reviewing stories and happenings of the week from Sunday to Friday. Join our presenters as they discuss and shed light on some of the highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. If you are a lover of news, you would definitely love this package. The Week in Focus. The Week in Focus.
Greetings to every one of you that is watching us on the Week in Focus today on Light Television Zambia. It is a Valentine's Day, a day of love. To those of you that I love, we know that you are having that moment of love, as it were, because 14th of February every year is Valentine's Day. So kuli konse kwa muti tambila or wherever it is kwa mene mulili kwa muletu tambila kuli konse wish kuwa Valentine, wish kuwa kutemwana. So it's where you are loving somebody, you love them because you think they deserve that love. So and more so that God created us as love beings. We are supposed to love other people, and so that expression of love is not just on the 14th of February. It's because you are showing love every day, except you enhance it. To those of you that celebrate Valentine, then you celebrate it today, as it were, because that's what must be. So looking at the Week in Focus, the events happening between 9th and 12th of February, which was a Friday, and yesterday as well, 13th of February, we have some of the events that happened, and that is what we're focusing on, such as economic reforms, international diplomacy, community concerns, cultural celebrations, and whatever that happened in the course of the week. And so this is what we're doing today. My name is Martin Lutona, your host on this program for this week. And so we'll begin with economy and finance, how it is, how it looks at the Bank of Zambia, and what is trending in the market as of yesterday, as of today, if you like. And so the Bank of Zambia has reduced the monetary policy rate by 75 basis points to 13.5%. So 75 basis points are now reducing to 13.5%. A great reduction indeed. So it's where you see that in the consequence, the decision actually follows a faster than expected decline in inflation, which slowed to 9.4% in January from 11.2% in December, moving closer to banks' target range of 6 to 8%. So that speaks to the fact that the economy of Zambia has been going towards stabilization, where before that, you actually saw the dollar trading way as far as almost 30 kwacha to a dollar. But now, over time, you've seen it rebound, and so it has been getting some strength, so that kwacha yamba okukwata amaka pali dollar, to the fact that there has been this reduction in terms of monetary policy, where you see now that it's been going down from 75 basis to 13.5, then again from 11.2 goes down to 9.4, from 6% goes to 8% of the range, as it were. So that means that the economy looks better as things stand at the moment, because if you look back where we started and where we are as of now, it means we are gravitating towards positivity, gravitating towards gaining our feet as a nation. Why that matters is that lower interest rates mean cheaper borrowing for businesses and households. So when the money lending policy goes down, it means that if you're going to get a loan, instead of you paying plus, the interest rate goes down. So instead of you paying, say, if you are going to pay 50% on that loan, it's reduced to the fact that maybe you only pay about 30%, or you can pay 25% of the loan. So the lenders will lend you money, and instead of asking for more interest, they'll ask for less. So that means it's cheaper borrowing, as it states there. Businesses and households can borrow cheaply. So you're not going to go to a Shylock who asks you to say you have to pay 100% on this loan. No. So your loan interest will be lower. Even wherever you get money, even from the bank or from your neighbor, if they have to lend you money, they shouldn't ask for more, because if they ask for more than, then they'll be stealing from you. So lending policy means that you are getting your loan at a lower rate. So it also signals improved macroeconomic stability ahead of Zambia's 2026 general elections. So it means that during this period, you will see stability of the economy, in that it's going to be stable even all the way to the general election. So there's going to be that stability in the macroeconomics. And so as of yesterday, I went to a store trying to get a packet of sugar, which was trading at 80 kwacha, I think, in the recent months. Yesterday, I got it at 65 kwacha. So it means there's a reduction. So these calculations, or the maths that are there, it means now it can be physically seen, in that if you are going to buy something which was way like a loaf of bread that was buying at maybe 28 kwacha, now we're buying at 23, 22 kwacha. If it's expensive, then it's 25 kwacha. Not those that buy in those expensive stores or something. When you're buying from an expensive store, you'll find your bread at 35 kwacha. But if it's these common stores, supermarkets, your bread should be as high as 23 kwacha. If it's expensive, if it's cheaper, even 14 kwacha or 15 kwacha. If you have to buy from these stores, in the supermarkets, in shopping malls or something, you'll get it at 14 kwacha. Zambia seeks new IMF program. So in the fact that there was debt restructuring that was done in 2022, you see that Zambia now is seeking POMO, a new IMF program. So it means that Zambia has formally requested a new program from the International Monetary Fund, that is IMF, targeting a staff-level agreement by May 2026. So the move follows the conclusion of the previous arrangement and comes as Zambia continues managing public debt estimated over 26 billion US dollars. So it means even as we seek that, Zambia seeking that as a nation, it means that's money that is going to be again filtered into the economy, meaning that certain projects that have stored or that are in need of funding would then be able to be funded, and maybe even paying the contractors, local, international, or something. So that is what the IMF package would do then. So that is another package of borrowing, if you like. So what that means is that an IMF program provides financial backing and policy guidance, helping restore investor confidence and maintain fiscal discipline. So it means there's going to be investor confidence, and then there will be some discipline in terms of expenditure and how monies are handled. So we're talking about Ministry of Finance, the central bank, as well, managing those resources that will then impact on the investors, would-be investors, that they gain confidence to then come and invest in Zambia, as it were. So that is what IMF would do. So IMF comes in as a help, if you like. They are coming to privilege so that you don't feel the burden so much. It's like you are so much in debt, and then your neighbor comes along and says, I'll give you this much, then you can be paying me bit by bit. You sort out the loan that you have out there. So it's a relief package that comes, as it were. Kwacha strengthens amid mining inflows. So you've seen that in the recent past, Kwacha has been gaining strength. Kwacha, those of you that don't understand, like, you're talking about the bureau exchange, the exchange rates. So it's where the money that you have, ndalama yamene muli nayo, ngati muli na 10 kwacha, then ndalama za ku vyalo vinango, like kulima dollars, kulima pounds. So bajo bamabwera kuchoka ku vyalo vinango, babwera mu Zambia, baleta ndalama zinango zopusanako. So kumapezeka ti ndalama zija zimankala na mpamvu maningi. So when that money that money which comes from outside, most of it has more strength. If you're talking about ngani kwacha is, maybe you're talking 1 kwacha, then ijamene ichoka panja ibwela ngani 1 pound, pakuti muichinje, pakuti achinje uja ndalama izapezeka ti ni 35 kwacha or 40 kwacha, $1 or 1 pound. So it means that now as more, that amount which is coming from outside is stronger than the kwacha. So at the moment, when you see now that the kwacha has gained strength, it means that it competes now even almost equal to a foreign currency. The currency from outside, is it pound? Is it pula? Is it dollar? Is it rand? Is it yen? All the currencies from outside, then you find that kwacha now has the strength, where if you're able to stand up to your competitor, if your competitor comes, like they bring this force, you also stand up with equal force. So this is what you're seeing, that the kwacha is standing up with equal force, that the dollar comes, the kwacha stands up, and so it's where now there's that repelling factor, if you like. So there's equal force that is coming up. Implication: stronger currency and falling inflation may ease cost of living pressures, though the real impacts on households will depend on sustained economic reforms. So that means, like I mentioned to you, that yesterday I bought sugar at a reduced price. Even bread is reduced. So it means that these macroeconomics that we're talking about, they now have a ripple effect on households. That where you are, mkombo ni mwamene mulidi, no nikuti, mukaenda pa grocery shop, muzapeza mitengo zabwelela, because kwa mene bagula, how they are buying, how they are ordering those goods is not how it was 3-4 months ago. So the order price has reduced. So even the retail price must equal that. And those that are overcharging, it means that they want to make extra profit, because the buying power is not equal to what they are selling. So they are ordering things cheaply, and so in selling, there must be cheap as well. So even those that are buying things from outside, wazakuza no vinachoka ku India, vinachoka ku America, vinachoka ku South Africa, so vimadula. This time it can't be that expensive because the kwacha has strength. The kwacha is able to stand up to the foreign currency. So don't be deceived, don't be cheated that no, ni vodula hivi, ni vaku Italy, ni vodula. No, it's not like that. It mustn't be like that. Moving on, we zero in on the happening, a story that trended from Chainda Clinic. We thought there was, I'm sure many of you might have seen that video which was taking rounds as of yesterday, where we saw that a clinic at Chainda was locked during the night, and so there was an understanding that the medical personnel are not working there, the security locked up the facility. Where do patients go and what must they do now? So it was like something that was trending there with social comments saying, no, this clinic, that's why people are dying, hashtag negligence, hashtag what. So many responses that came from social interaction, as it were, seeing what happened. So to those of you that missed this, I would like to show you what happened, and thereafter I'll give a response that the Ministry of Health has given towards the same. Stay tuned.
Of awaiting that the body would come back.
Good afternoon. This is Walusungu Nalwenga with the breaking news at 12 hours on Kodi Mwavelago. Health authorities are being urged to investigate an incident at China Health Center after a video posted on Facebook by a concerned resident showed a woman in severe pain allegedly left unattended outside the facility. The incident is reported to have occurred around 12. The incident is reported to have occurred around 22 hours on February 12, 2026. According to the resident who recorded and shared the video, a woman who appeared to be bleeding arrived at the clinic with her husband and child but found the doors locked. The family reportedly knocked repeatedly without receiving any response. In the video, a security guard is seen opening the door and allegedly stating that caring for patient wasn't his responsibility. Two nurses believed to have been on duty also seen coming from back of the facility. The family later arranged for transport to seek medical attention elsewhere. The footage has since sparked public concern on social media, with calls for health authorities to verify the claims and take appropriate action if necessary.
No, it's because of how you are treating them. Trust me, if you deserve posting a somewhere, is a pereka, good Ministry of Health. Those and your nurse were very. Vanessa Varikuti, Muntu Amifela ni Padonish Mulangana. You've locked the door. You've locked the door. Because of negligence. What kind of treatment is this? What kind of treatment is this? Ni clinic ya bwanja na imavala door. Why would you lock the door at a clinic? Muntu afele pa door. Sure, patient amifele ni pa door. Patient amifele ni pa door. Trust me, you won't hear. This is the last of it. Muzachiona. This is very bad. Muntu amifela ni pa door. Amifela ni pa door muntu because of your negligence. What kind of clinic is this? Mwaloking and akulocking a door. Munga locking a branch door. Munga locking a muntu afele pa door, sure, honestly. These people have been here for over an hour waiting, crying pa door. What kind of clinic locks the door? What's the reason for locking a door? What do you mean, am I drunk? Do you know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to? I'm talking out of concern because there's been a patient here crying with a child. What? Pardon? I've been here watching. My car is parked there. I have no relation with these people. I'm just passing by here. These people have been crying here at the door for over an hour. I've been here for an hour. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not mad. And I have no relationship with these people at all. But this is very bad. Why are you even locking the door? Why are you locking the door? Isn't this a clinic? Muntu afele pado because of the negligence. What's this? This isn't the end of it. I'm a lawyer. I'm Zachiwon. Bantu afele pado shu.
So that is what happened at Chainda Clinic, where we saw that video that has been trending, as it were. But to that effect, the government or Ministry of Health have responded to that effect. And so I'll read the statement as is from my phone. And it states that press statement for immediate release. So this statement, it concerns incident at Chainda Urban Health Center, OPD, that is Outpatients Department in Lusaka, issued today, the 14th of February 2026. The Ministry of Health wishes to clarify an incident that occurred at Chainda Urban Health Center Outpatient Department on 12th February 2026 between 22 hours and 23 hours. While staff were on night duty, voices were heard outside the facility along the roadside, followed by continued loud voices in the garage area. Security personnel responded promptly and requested the individuals to enter the OPD for assistance. However, the individuals did not enter the facility and subsequently left the premises without seeking medical attention. In accordance with infection prevention and security protocols, a grill gate leading to the cholera isolation area was locked, while the main OPD entrance remained open and accessible to all patients. As clearly shown in the video, the presence of a red barricade or tape indicates that the area has been designated for infectious diseases and is therefore not accessible to the public. So that is what the statement reads, states there from Ministry of Health. They are arguing to say, as you see in the footage there is a barricade, that grill door, which was locked, where the security guard is coming to unlock and whatnot. So they are saying that is a no-go area. It is a prohibited area. Then you see there is a red tape inside there that says this is an emergency place. It's something dangerous. You can't go past by this. It's what you see when there's an accident, then the police come to do their investigation. They will seal off the place, like the barricade, and so you can't have access. So that's what the Ministry of Health are saying. That area was a prohibited area. No unauthorized people are supposed to go there. So they say the gate, the main entrance to the OPD was open, and now the gate, that entrance, the barricade there was for cholera patients. There is cholera out there, so you can't access. If you go there, you'll be infected, because infectious disease entails that you can grab it, because as if you just penetrate there, you are an intruder. You trespass, then you catch it. So it's an infectious disease area. You can't have access to it. And so we see who is who. And so if you must get to give us your feedback. The number is 0974 578988. 0974 57 89 88. So we have the government response, Ministry of Health, has responded. Then the so-called person that was helping the patients there were furious, saying, no, this is not how you save people. People are going to die, and so there's that kind of thing. So that is what happened in Chainda out there. It is the week in focus. Moving on, we look at the weather and safety. So there's what is called Cyclone Gezani effects. And those of you that were not warned, or you didn't know that there would be these effects of the cyclone, yesterday I'm sure many of you were in the rainy time, like when it started raining. There was a heavy cloud, and it was so thick, and so that's an effect of the cyclone Gezani that was happening either on the sea near Mozambique, or is it on the other side? So this cyclone was coming, and so it had effects on southern Africa, as it were. So that is what happened in Mozambique. There was that cyclone that was coming. So the effects now, it spills over into central and southern Africa, as it were. So that is what we are currently experiencing or experienced. So the effects of Cyclone Gezani moving inland from the Mozambique Channel. So Zambia Meteorological Department warns of heavy rainfall, thunderstorms, and lightning. Why this matters is that communities are being urged to avoid outdoor exposure and flooding-prone areas as safety remains a priority. So you are advised to stay indoors as long as your house is strong enough, because you may be indoors, meanwhile nyumba yanu siyokosa iza kugwerani, and then you die inside there. So if you know that your house is not strong, you can't stay indoors. You better find shelter where it is safe. Ngati nyumba yanu munaimanga na madot chabe, and then there is this heavy storm, heavy rains. I'm sure we've seen some places, some compounds where there's been flooding. So that flooding, manzi ya kankala maningi, yamba manje yambo kudia ma blocks ya nyumba yanu. Your house will start melting. Then ikambo melting ya nyumba yanu. Then over the time, it will just melt down, and then it collapses. So when there are people sleeping in there, all of you are swept there by the floods, and then you die. So the best you do is, I've seen in some flood-prone areas where people shift during rainy season, bama chokako, like you shift, you go to another place that is safer, and then after the rainy season, vula ikasila, then you go back to your place. You go back to your home, to your original home, because the rains have ended. The rains have finished. You go back. It's like the flood of Noah. You know, Noah was in the flood with his family. They couldn't come out. The only safe place was in the boat, in the ark of Noah. That is where they were. They eat there for that period of time. They were just in there. As long as there was a flood, they were still there. That was a safe haven. It was a safe place for them. They never came out. The only time they came out was when they saw that the eagle, the eagle left that ark, went, maybe he plucked this leaf, came back. Afterwards, they knew that yes, the trees are able to show. But the moment that the eagle went for good, they knew then that now the waters have subsided. So they now decided to disembark. They came out. So even you being wise means that if your house is prone to fall, there are cracks. You've seen that your house hasn't been renovated for many years. From the time you were born, maybe your parents were the ones that built that house, or it was built during the colonial times. It has never gone through rehabilitation. And then it has been rainy season in and out. And then you find that your house has weakened over time. Then when there is this flood, or there is this heavy rain, it may collapse that house. So you see that when you are with that threat, you move out. Lift your goods, items, household items. Move, go to your relative where it is safe, go to your neighbor where it is safe, until mvula ikasira, then mwabwelela. It's not wise just muno tinagula mabuti kukamwala or wherever, so timaendamo chemu mvula tina twalishita mabuti kuchisokoni, twalishita kushani kumarket kukapalala kwisa, and then you want to continue in the floods, and then you can't sleep in the night, mugona pa mabed munapanga munanyamula, and then mvula ikapitiliza mzapeza nyumba yanu ya kugwerani. So the best is run for safety, go to a place that is safer, and make sure that things are done rightly, as it were. Moving on, it's the week in focus, as it were. We'll take a break. On the other side, we continue focusing on the events of the week. Stay tuned.
The Week in Focus comes to you every Saturday from 8 to 10 hours, reviewing stories and happenings of the week from Sunday to Friday. Join our presenters as they discuss and shed light on some of the highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. If you are a lover of news, you will definitely love this package. The Week in Focus. The Week in Focus comes to you every Saturday from 8 to 10 hours, reviewing stories and happenings of the week from Sunday to Friday. Join our presenters as they discuss and shed light on some of the highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. If you are a lover of news, you will definitely love this package. The Week in Focus. The Week in Focus comes to you every Saturday from 8 to 10 hours, reviewing stories and happenings of the week from Sunday to Friday. Join our presenters as they discuss and shed light on some of the highlights of the week's interesting.
Auto-Based Engineering is a fully registered company that has services such as towing service, we have a saloon, we repair cars, we have a car wash,
barbershop is a top-notch,
and many more.
Auto-Based Engineering is the company which you can rely on. We touch any car. We are just at the corner of Pemba Road and Mosotunya Road. You know what? We deliver the best. Yes, we are growing very fast. It's a top-notch company ever in Zambia. When you come, wherever you are, whether you are in America, you come to visit Zambia, please just go to Google Map, type Auto-Based Engineering Group. It will take you where we are. Auto-Based is a one-stop shop.
Come to Auto-Based Engineering where the best is done. If you want to know where we're located along Mosotunya Road, just right at the corner of Pemba Road, Chilende South. If you want to contact us, you can call us on 0977 18 12 73.
Auto-Based Engineering, doing what we know best.
The Week in Focus comes to you every Saturday from 8 to 10 hours, reviewing stories and happenings of the week from Sunday to Friday. Join our presenters as they discuss and shed light on some of the highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. If you are a lover of news, you will definitely love this package. The Week in Focus. The Week in Focus.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. It is the Week in Focus on Light Television Zambia with me, Martin Lutona. We continue with looking at the events of the week that happened in this week, if you like. So President Ichilema was in South Africa for the mining Indaba, And so President Hakainde Hichilema delivered a keynote address at the Investing in Africa Mining Indaba in Cape Town from 9th to the 12th of February. He highlighted Zambia's mining reforms and investment opportunities. The president also called for practical economic solutions ahead of the upcoming African Union Summit. So what the implication of that is that the mining remains Zambia's economic backbone. So mining remains a backbone of Zambia. This is where we depend. This is like our number one income earner, if you like. Copper is a major resource for Zambia because it gives us a revenue, as it were. So strengthening investor confidence could boost foreign direct investment, FDI, and job creation. So this investment, when we see that the investors come because of the confidence that they are having based on these economic trends, it means that now that there's going to be FDI and job creation because many young people will be employed. Many adults will be employed. Those that specialize in certain fields, they will be employed because jobs will be available. The more investors you have, the more jobs. And even locals, when you have money, you share with those that do not have. You give them pieceworks. At least let them do some work and give someone. Those that are asking for alms, begging, tell them what to do. Let's you work here, do this piecework, I'll pay you so much. Then there is going to be a ripple effect in all that. Let's take a look at what the president said in that Indaba in Cape Town. Stay tuned.
Prosperity and transformative partnerships. We just have to look at that carefully and we'll see the window of opportunity that is there on our continent with regards to mining metals. I hear what Minister Mantashe said, that every metal, every resource is a critical resource. It's true. Every dining time in your house, you have cutlery. That's minerals. Switch on the light in your house. Ordinary conduct, daily lives. It's minerals. It's copper, it's other things. You want to take a plane, you want to take a train, you want to take an EV vehicle or fossil fuel driven vehicle, it is minerals. So, and many times we take these resources for granted until we raise questions about what are we doing in the ordinary lives. And you see that minerals facilitate our normal lives. Go to class, kids, technology, all of that stuff, internet, all of that stuff. I think it's important that we acknowledge that. And I want to commend South Africa, Minister Mantashe, for your leadership in driving continental collaboration. I was listening very carefully to the panels here, to the things that the panelists had to say. But it is true that Africa must collaborate more. Yes, we have individual national interests. It's only logical, but it's a building block. So for us to be more successful...
Moving on, many of you understand that the former Copperbelt Province Minister and Kawushi Member of Parliament, Boman Lusambo, has been in incarceration for some time now, and so we have the SEC, the Anti-Corruption Commission, clarifying that they have discontinued its forfeiture application against properties linked to former Kawushi MP Boman Lusambo. However, previous restrictions orders may still apply. So there are those restrictions that were made on some of his properties, like is it houses, is it business facilities, or whatever it is that was restricted, and then they were seeking to restrict him more for other properties that they deemed to have been proceeds of crime that they now would not want to pursue that, like they don't want to continue pursuing those restrictions. So the other restrictions are removed, like there's a relief. So so that they don't continue restricting him to say, no, you can't go, you can't do this, you can't do this, or you can't have access to this. So they have let go of certain restrictions that they were pursuing. Meanwhile, the past restrictions that were given to the forfeiture process, it means that those ones remain under restriction, like Chamba Valley House and whatnot. So those are still restricted. Why this matters is that the case has fueled public debate on corruption enforcement and transparency ahead of elections, with commentators believing that no, because of election, Bowman would be useful to the government to campaign and whatnot. So those are different reactions that are coming from commentators. Meanwhile, discussions continue over asset forfeiture actions linked to the family of former President Edgar Lungu, raising legal and political questions nationwide. On transport, we see there that the 1 kwacha bus fare reduction welcomed. So it's like if you were paying 12 kwacha to go to your place, say from town or to town, whichever province you are, district you are, there's a reduction of 1 kwacha. Vachosako 1 kwacha, Vafumiako 1 kwacha. Now Vafunyako 1 kwacha. So that means that the Road Transport and Safety Agency, RATSA, has reduced bus fares by 1 kwacha only. It should have been 5 or 7. Now, by 1 kwacha. They have reduced by 1 kwacha bus fare following fuel price adjustments announced by the ERB, Energy Regulation Board. So that announcement has an effect that bus fares are reduced by 1 kwacha. That is for local routes. I think what intercity routes would be maybe reduced by, I think there isn't an announcement yet, but maybe 5 kwacha or so. Well, we don't know. Maybe it could be 10 kwacha or 50 kwacha, we don't know. Drivers at Kulima Tower Bus Station in Lusaka have welcomed the move. That is the drivers who have welcomed. Why this matters? The fare reduction offers modest relief to commuters and reflects a pricing model linked to fuel costs. So we yet to interview the commuters as Light TV so that we get to understand their reaction to that reduction. Let's see what happened as regards this announcement. Stay tuned.
So Maratha Penwakanza Botsera ko 1 kwacha. I think it's a fair and Tiamika. Right now, Jay Kali Kotua effect from today, depending on the Sakura affairs, depending on the problem to give my fair chat, my bus. So basically, Tinga Manini na problem conductor versus passenger. Kwamba kuvuta zandi conductor ibe information, passenger information. Conductor information, passenger ibe information. That's the problem. So ngati chitweko fast deka bosira ma fair chat yangena ma station taika ma bus to avoid kugamba na kumazulu bantu. So this time when I'm kapena bali ma offices people never see. I know team time ya social media bambi bazira but some swazi. So tunafuna ma fair chat ya bula fast taika ma bus mwacho. So Siamika government under leadership ya kainde chilema is doing a great job. We are happy. So you think a pempe ko chapi chakati. Mwenye to share kosoa. Sifunika again per month and by kira. My business ya lubana. My business ya is not about the transport chapi. Even say you gusa bread, you gusa salaula. So ya lubana about so after 30 days by kira ko wasira. So my bacho share ko hapa. Na ofno kira ko at least after 4-5 months. Welcome.
mushemushe vamene vachitira vagavhumenti varatidza kupisa one kwacha nhasi taichita welcome
mapassenger zamverako muzi akavatisako one kwacha and then tinopembako pembo lepatitoserako titikofast mafyacha so that tikambala customer ati mushemushe kuchitangazira zvinezati
shobokondoira shinda ichitiafekti kuchipeta tina price yafuel akanyopererako pasi so yeve chabe bwino.
In culture and community, see that as of this month, month end of February, there is a traditional ceremony that is happening in Chipata, that is Eastern Province. It's called in Chwala. Kwala, is it? They say in Chwala. Chwala traditional ceremony held by the Ngonis. And so Chwala is where the many roads lead to Eastern Province for Chwala ceremony. And so there you see that there is about 5 million condoms that have been planned or given that will be distributed in Chwala. So the National AIDS Council, that is NAC, okay. NAC has distributed 5 million condoms ahead of the Chwala ceremony in Chipata. Ceremony in Chwala, and then they take those condoms. You know, it's whatever it is that whether it's the fact that no people can't handle themselves, or it's people must be helped to prevent themselves or protect themselves. So why this matters is that authorities say the initiative promotes HIV prevention and responsible behavior during one of Zambia's largest cultural gatherings. So it's where, for those that are not responsible, those that do not have a responsible behavior, they're the ones that are targeting. But you see that HIV is prevalent. HIV AIDS, people have it, and now they some of them would be on antiretroviral drugs, and you can't see. It's not like in those years where you would see if someone had HIV, they would have their shoulders lifted like this. Not anymore now. So as of now, someone will be taking their drugs, and they are healthier than even those that do not have HIV/AIDS. But what that matters is that you protect yourself. You don't engage in illicit sex. You don't engage in wrong behavior. You, especially if you're a Christian, you turn to God, and God helps you. So you are not supposed to engage in loose living, if you like, and then that may have consequences on your life. And so basically that is what that concerns and matters. Chinese Spring Festival, Temple Fair, that is Lusaka hosted the 2026 Zambia Chinese Spring Festival Temple Fair, co-organized by the Chinese Embassy and the Ministry of Tourism. Why that matters is that the event strengthens Zambia-China cultural ties and promotes tourism and international cooperation. And then moving on, we see that there is creative industry. Zambia has been announced as the main host for the Africa Creative Market Global Activation. Why this matters is that this positions Zambia as a growing hub in Africa's creative economy, supporting innovation and youth employment. In sports, 14 years since AFCON glory. That is, Zambia is marking 14 years since the Zambia national team won the Africa Cup of Nations in 2012. Chipolopolo defeated Ivory Coast national football team 8-7 on penalties at the Stade Del Amite. Why this matters is that the victory remains Zambia's greatest football achievement and continues to inspire national unity. And I think we didn't enjoy so much of that victory because, you know, after 2012, the football football performance went down afterwards. It was just a celebration 1 year, and then not too long after that, it was because the AFCON was coming every 2 years, I think. Then we went back, we were kicked out in the first round. We didn't even continue. That's how the performance has dwindled over the years. So if you asked, many football lovers haven't really enjoyed that mood. But yes, it's important to celebrate that there was that achievement which lasted only for a while. Wish it could have lasted for many years. As you see other footballing nations, they defend their championship. They defend it 3-4 times. That is what must have happened. And so we hope that our national team can up their game and make sure that they go back and achieve, go back and win. And then when you do that, defend it for many years. Defend it as champions. That is what champions do. You're not a champion only for a while. You need to sustain your championship. Yeah. Economic indicators show gradual stabilization in that IMF engagement and mining diplomacy aim to secure long-term growth. Public accountability and governance remain under scrutiny. We're talking about the economy. That is the overall meaning for Zambia. So we're talking about the community issues, highlight service delivery concerns, cultural and sporting milestones, reinforce national identity. That is what happens out there. Now, looking at the international story, or what is happening out there is that in the international, you know that there has been the Russia-Ukraine war that has taken a toll over the years. And so our prayer in this geopolitics is that there is that cessation of war, that even as the U.S. intervenes to make sure that there is no fighting in Europe between Russia and Ukraine, as well as in the Middle East, that there is peace with Palestine, Israel. Let it be that this continues. And so by then, we look forward to a country, to a world that is at peace, so that you can sleep without the fear of ballistic missile, fear of these weapons of mass destruction. We're talking about the weapons that are being like Iran or Russia or Ukraine coming up with those bombs in North Korea and whatnot. So those weapons that would cause destruction are not needed. So we look forward to a country, a world that is at peace, and that one you only find in the Lord Jesus Christ, because Christ has promised that He will take us to a place where there is no sorrow, a place where there is no pain, a place where there is no suffering, a place where you will be at peace with God Himself. And that is the world that we look forward to. So I encourage you that you become a Christian, you believe on the Lord Jesus, and get to a place where you enjoy in eternity, where you be at peace with your Maker. Because in this world, there will be pain. In this world, there will be death. In this world, there will be sickness. In this world, you will go through problems. But in the world to come, the one that Jesus has promised, it is all rosy. It's all nice. It's not love that you just experience on Valentine's. No, it's love that is forever. It continues forever and ever. That is what happens in the heavenlies. So, dear friend, this is where our time comes to an end on the Week in Focus. I've been your host. My name is Martin Lutona. Until next week, same time, same place. Stay tuned to Light Television Zambia. Bye-bye.
Every Saturday from 8 to 10 hours, reviewing stories.